Dallan Hayden update. I kind of hit on him last show on Monday. Dallan Hayden is having a fantastic camp, and again, it does not surprise me when you start watching the what he did coming out of high school. He was a so let's dive into it. So out of high school, uh, Dallan Hayden, 5'10", 205 pounds, out of Memphis, Tennessee, Christian Brothers High School. He was a 4-star prospect. So again, when we talk about the depth that Colorado is building, or even the playmakers, you almost forget that a lot of these guys that CU has picked up in the transfer portal were former 4-stars, and there is a lot of them on the roster. So again, this team is very, very talented. So when Hayden came out, he was ranked as the 226th overall prospect and 18th at running back. So that just should kind of give you an idea of the type of player that Colorado received in the transfer portal in 2024. So last year was his first year in Boulder. He's the son of former Tennessee Volunteers and NFL tailback Aaron Hayden, and his brother Chase Hayden, who signed with Arkansas as a 3-star in the class of 2017. So again, the bloodlines there, and again, expecting a huge season from Dallan Hayden in camp. Again, breaking off runs every which way, and we did talk about a little bit about the offensive line. It is a lot, way improved, a lot better, monsters up front. So it is. This is really, I think he's able to showcase himself. Those lanes are going to be there. He's going to be able, and a lot of the times last year when it was a passing down, you would see, when the running back was leaking out the back, whether it be a swing, left, wherever it may be, he would swing to the left, go, run out any kind of route, angle route. Dallan Hayden is very, very good at that. So I think, it was kind of alluded to it, but Marshall Faulk, maybe he sees a little bit of himself in there. And again, not trying to put that kind of pressure on Dallan Hayden, because that is a Hall of Famer and one of the greatest running backs to ever play. But, the sky's the limit. And, kind of curious as to what Marshall, it's all good things, but I wonder what Marshall Faulk is teaching him, all these different tricks that, only Marshall Faulk could know, or somebody that played somebody that could play, that played at that high of a level as Marshall Faulk at the highest level. So, so just to kind of give you a timeline of Dallan Hayden, so signed letter of intent on December 15, 2021 to Ohio State. A couple years later, he hit the portal April 16, 2024. And then 6 days later, on the 22nd of April 24, landed with the Buffs, again, that we talked last year. One of the scouting reports, just pulled up on him. I haven't done any scouting report or anything like that on Dallan Hayden, but he flashed as a tough one-cut runner, thrives in zone blocking scheme with good vision, bursts through the hole, strong contact, balance to finish runs, reliable short area receiver. And again, this is coming out of high school, so it still needs polish and pass protection. And so this one, which says doesn't have elite lateral quickness, again, just kind of depends on your definition of what elite means in that sense. But if he's healthy, he's going to have a big season. I know it's kind of contradicting what I said last week. We were talking about last week Michael Welch when when you had to ask, but I mean, things change quickly in a week. Players, the idea is to build players, have them grow as a player, and that is what this is starting to look like with Dallan Hayden. Very, very interested to see. If you would have, again, a week ago they asked who's going to start. I said Michael Welch, and again, we may be going back and forth this for a while, but it seemed right now it looks like Dallan Hayden. Again, we're not at camp. I'm not at camp. I don't see every rep that is taken. I don't see any of those things that happen, the drills that they're running through, who's all of these different things, even, there was, what was it last week? What's our guy's name from, he was from, gosh, I can't, Incarnate Ward, DeKalen Taylor. So the Trackhawk. kind of asked about, he said, who's just going to show up to work the hardest? Or maybe that was Micah that said that. So again, we don't know any of those things that are going on. We get the highlights from camp. But again, everything sounds like that Dallan Hayden is shining. And again, maybe we Marshall Faulk has found the next Marshall Faulk. And again, not to put that pressure on him, but I'm pretty excited about that.